and taking a walk. We are live and taking a walk. I actually need to take another. I'm gonna drink a little bit more of my drink before we venture back out here. Oh, that's better. We got the Mountain Dew amp today, folks. We got the Mountain Dew amp today. The green original Mountain Dew amp today. Apparently Walmart has them. Yeah. You are all doing well. Because we're gonna have a conversation today. We're gonna talk about some games. We're gonna talk about some movies. Today's a day of talking because we spent a lot of time singing last night, and I'd like to save my voice a little bit. I'd like to save my voice a little bit. We spent a little bit of time singing last night, so and the day before that, so probably just I'll save it a little bit, and we're gonna do a little bit of talking today. So let's start with games. You know, I talked about this many times before, but you know, I started with the original first-person shooter. At least, you know, to my knowledge, I did look this up, and Google told me this too. To my knowledge, it was the original first-person shooter, and that's Castle Wolfenstein. They had the 3D after it too, even at the time. They called it Castle Wolfenstein 3D, you know, because that was the idea, was that it was, you know, a big thing that it was three-dimensional, you know. So that's the idea, is that we were playing that when that first came out. I played the first-person shooter ever. I grew up playing Doom, the very first one when it was first coming out. I mean, we're talking pre-Windows. We're talking like DOS and stuff like that. Hi. We're talking, you know, like DOS and stuff like that. Before Windows, you know, like back in the old days. So. So. That's why I just sort of naturally lean and gravitate towards shooters at times, because it's, you know, I've had a lot of playing Counter-Strike, you know, when that was first sort of played them, because they were coming out before anybody played it, before it wasn't like basically like a free game originally, like wasn't it like nobody knew what it was originally? Wasn't that like one of their first projects or something like that? I don't remember, but I just remember way back playing that. And we used to play bots, and it was just hilarious. And we used to LAN, you know, computers together and all that. We would have friends come over, they'd bring their PCs, and yeah, it was just that sort of thing where like you just knew people that you know that also like to play that stuff. And you know, we did the same thing. I used to go over to a friend's house, bring my gigantic freaking tower. You know, anytime I had a tower, didn't matter how big it was, I still had to bring my gigantic tower to a friend's house so we could, you know, play StarCraft 2 or Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne on like, and for like days. For that, Played a lot of Borderlands. A lot of Borderlands 2. A lot of pre-sequel. Yeah. So there's just been a lot of years spent. I mean, even Left 4 Dead 2 when that was first coming out, I knew quite a lot of people separately that didn't even know each other that played Left 4 Dead 2. It's like, I just think back at what a big game that was at first. You think about it now, like the gaming industry's exploded. So that's why it feels like it wasn't, but comparatively, like at the time, like that was successful. That was a big game, and people really liked it, and it stayed relevant for a long time. People kept playing it. I think people still play it. So that's the point. Is like you can't. Some of these awesome games that we got, from Valve, like that original set of games we got, Portal, but more importantly Portal 2, right? And TF2, Counter-Strike, all these things I did play over the years. I don't play a lot of TF2, but I definitely played it. Definitely played it. It's not like I haven't. I mean, even before Orange Box was a thing, we played stuff like that. But then Orange Box became a thing, and you got them all. That's always cool, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna stop up here probably and just talk. Well, oh man, there we are. So anyway, and just Duke Nukem 3D Atomic Edition. that was I spent many hours playing that. Many. Doom 2 was probably my favorite for a long time though. For a long time that was my top, like when I was younger. And then just like a lot more stuff came out, like zombie shooters and Call of Duty games, and just a lot of things came out that were really good over the years. And I'm not talking like what Call of Duty turned into. I'm talking where it came from, like the original. We used to LAN. I would go over to. We had we had some friends in our school growing up, and they were twins, and they had they were rich. Let's not beat around the bush. They had money, or at least to the rest of us, they did. And so they had computers, and they were always playing Call of Duty. We're talking like the original too. And we'd go over there, and obviously, like if they were all used up, you had to bring your own computer. So it's the sort of thing where I'd call ahead. I'd be like, "Do I need to bring it?" Like, yeah, everybody's here. That sort of thing. I'm not sure what this is. What is this? This is interesting. I've never seen this before. It looks like it's a spot to, like sort of slip something in, but why would you? Oh, interesting. Maybe it's like trying to mark a good photo spot or something. I don't know. Here, let's find it. There you go. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I can. All right. That's good. Yeah, like it just looks like it's supposed to communicate something, but then at the certain time, it's like you could just say photo spot, on the plaque instead of like a little picture of a camera. But that's fine. We figured it out. So all right, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, I guess. Look, that's pretty nice. I think it looks nice. I think you did a pretty good job. But anyway, you know, growing up, we had some game console sort of systems that sort of predate what you guys even know as console, probably. Like my brother had what's known as a Commodore 64, and it was a game system basically that was like a PC, but picture like this giant CRT screen, like this tube screen, and then like this huge keyboard with a giant floppy disk drive, and that's what the whole thing was. But like the whole thing was just like basically like DOS prompts, like you'd run DOS prompts sort of, and play games off that. And that's where like I first experienced, what was it called? I forget what it was actually called. It was before Donkey Kong became Donkey Kong, actually. Yeah, it was like prior to that. It was like the concept of that before it was Donkey Kong. There was a game like that, but also Jumpman. Yeah, we endlessly played Jumpman. That was pretty fun. The famous do 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 do. That's from Jumpman. And it's like you'd but do 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 do. The countless hours trying to get past some of those levels. That was some of my original platforms I played. So that's why like I also covet platformers too. That's why I say like RPGs, because like platformers and RPGs I often put in similar categories. Because oftentimes platformers are RPGs. Let's be honest. I mean, how many times you play like a Castlevania game? A Castlevania style game. A lot of them are like that these days, and I mean, guys, that's an RPG. I mean, you're getting gear. You're gearing yourself out differently than maybe somebody else that plays it. There are different things to do. You could do the side things, or you could do the main mission. Now, it's not full on RPG on the aspect that you have a different outcome at the end of the game necessarily, but aside from that, yeah, I mean, it's an RPG if you have those concepts put into it. You mean, like I said, you have your different gear sets that are, different weapons that do different damage types. There's rolls for those weapons and crit and stuff like that and stats. So yeah, while it's a platformer, it's an RPG too. It's just a very basic one. It's not what people think of as an RPG, like Oblivion or Skyrim or something like that, but it is on a basic level. We're gonna go around. Let's go around. Okay. So, we grew up playing through all the consoles as they came out through the years. Even the Atari systems. We had the one with the smaller cartridge, the one with the larger one. I just remember we played Pitfall, we played Joust. There's just one game, Slipstream 5000. Does that sound right? There's just one game where you go around around a track and it's like in space, and you have like, so it's sort of like pod racing. It's a top down. It was Atari. Yeah, and then I mean, like once these consoles came out, like that was the sort of thing that we usually asked for, around Christmas time and stuff like that. It's just a console a lot of times. So like an NES, or I remember one year, that was my first console. So like my brother's first console was the NES, and my actual first console. Oh, I'm sorry, my brother's first console was actually like the Atari systems and like the Commodore 64 and stuff. But my first console like was the Sega Genesis. And so like I just played. I remember getting up early. I actually would get up early before school to play Sonic the Hedgehog. That's when you know what I mean? Like that's when it's like, all right, well maybe he should be playing games. Like it's like the stuff like that where I think back and it's like, man, if that motivated me to get up early when I was like 11 years old. You know what I mean? Like, if that's motivating me to get up early when I'm like 11 years old, yeah, all right, you should probably go into whatever that is, And sure, yeah, I loved Sonic, and I had Batman. I think it was Batman Returns, actually. It was a really good game though. And I had Street Fighter 2, I think. Champions Edition. Whichever one was the Champions Edition. It was like a teal blue color. And I had that's like I coveted that one. And I played the heck out of that game. Give this a second. But yeah, basically everybody was just like OP in that one, the Champions Edition one. I think it just had extra characters. To be honest with you, it's been so long, I don't remember. When we played it so much, eventually, when we turned it on one day, it just was like a red screen. Or was it green? I don't remember. I just know it was like a solid color one day. We played it. We literally played it out. Still remember. For Sonic, it's the only one I ever really knew because, well, other than Doom codes. I can sit here, I could literally tell you some of the Doom codes right now. But like, as far as codes and stuff, the only one everybody always remembers, what is it everybody always remembers? Everybody always remembers like this one, and it's not that one for me. For me, it was Sonic. Up, down, left, right, ABC, and start. But ABC, you gotta hold them down all at the same time. You gotta put your fingers on. Up, down, left, right, ABC, start, all at the same time. And then that would open up the levels, so you can jump to a level. Didn't you have to beat the game first though in order to do that? I don't remember. I just know I used to do it. And that make like a little coin sound, I think. And open up the level select for you. But dun 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 doo doo Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Do 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 do. Music was great in Sonic. Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I had that on GameCube. Sonic Adventure Battle 2 was one of the best Sonic games. I had that on GameCube. I think almost anybody that's a fan of the series would argue that actually, that it was one of the best. It's up there. It's not number one. It's one of the best. Everyone knows number one's Sonic 2. Everyone knows it. They don't want to admit it. Everyone knows it. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That was the best one. Tails, you literally, Tails is amazing. Obviously, we all like Sonic and Knuckles. We all like Knuckles. We all like Shadow. But it doesn't mean that those games were better. Sonic 2 was just phenomenal. Yeah, like the characters in the other ones. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles, great game. You know, Shadow was cool too. But like, it's not like compared to Sonic 2, Sonic 2 was just a really good game. But like, it doesn't mean that the other characters aren't still awesome, And I play Sonic Generations here and there too, because I have that on Steam. And it has like a bunch of the Sonic games over the years. And you can sit there and play them. I was just personally, it's just an opinion. I know some people feel strongly about this, but I just personally didn't care for Sonic Frontiers when it came out and was a little disappointed. But it was more just because it was, in my opinion, wasn't ready. They should have made a more complete game out of it, in my opinion. And I have some good points on that we could talk about. I'm not going to talk about it now. But if anybody would like, I do have some good points that I can make on that and talk about that a bit more specifically. But, not that it was all bad. And I can see why people like it. It's not like I didn't like aspects of it. But anyway, yeah, I own the game. I did initially pre-order it and buy it when it first came out. Just like I did with Jedi Survivor. I really wanted that game to be very good. I was, like I said, I played through Fallen Order. It must have been like 6 or 7 times. Because we beat it just on stream. Just on stream at least 3 times. Because we played the New Game Plus, and we had beat it on stream prior to that twice before. I also own the game separately on disc on Xbox. I actually bought Fallen Order again on Xbox because I wanted it. That's how much I like that game. So my message behind like the review I gave with Survivor was that the first 8 hours of the game felt great until essentially I got to that planet, and there's just too much that I am not allowed to do. I can't move on with the game. I feel too constricted by the puzzles of traversing the map. And that's okay sometimes. But I just feel like there's been too many times I went back to that now. And then we also had the frame rate loss on the holotable. We can't use the holotable at all. So, obviously they'd have to fix that too. That's actually sort of really bad. To gain less alt not holders on I don't need to and see how No, yes, that the ground basically walkway that leads. It's where we want to just go. All kind of put it like this just spent calm and feels like a little that. In order felt about 15 minutes, came back. I would usually figure it out right away. Fallen Order is good at doing that, in my opinion. Where like, yes, the combat's easier than Souls, but like the puzzles and stuff, like traversing the map, it's not like it's impossible. But there are times where you will get a little frustrated and stuff like that. And really sometimes when you put it down and you just come back, it's like, all right, yeah, it was right in front of me. I went past it like 5 times, you know, and we've all done it. We've all been playing, we love the game, but we've been playing like 8-9 hours. And we're like, where is this? It should be so easy. I just want to keep going. This game's awesome. And then you just get frustrated because you can't continue, because you want to continue because you love the game. But it's more like, well, figure out, like what you're doing first. Stop trying to move on so quickly. And I think Fallen Order did that well. But now there were a couple of times where I felt like it could have used 1 or 2 more shortcuts. That's it. Like the ruined temple in the beginning. I just feel like trying to get back from that to the ship was a little bit of a challenge for people, especially new players, in the amount of times you go back there. So just give a little bit more of a couple more shortcuts. That's all. That's all you have to do to fix that. That's why Fallen Order's like a 9.5, basically. Like it's like so freaking close to a 10. That's why. Like there's really nothing you have to say that's really anything that's bad. And that's, at least in my opinion, that's my critique too. I'm sure somebody else has something intelligent to say too, and then we're like, oh yeah, that's a good point. That didn't bother, it doesn't bother me, but for you, I could see how that's a good point, and that's okay. But that's how I rate it, basically. With Jedi Survivor, it in my opinion, like, yeah, it tried to do too much. But like I said, the first 8 hours of the game went really smooth. We even played it, we streamed it, and I loved it. Like, I was loving it. I freaking loved getting the different hairstyles. The way you customize the lightsaber is much more efficient, and the layout looks nice. And obviously the graphics are really good. Obviously we know that. Aside from the performance glitches, the graphics are really good. I think they did fix, I'm not 100%, but if you guys remember like the blurred water textures on that planet, I think they fixed it, actually. I think they actually did. Because I think they may have actually seen that and went, oh yeah, we didn't even know. Or something like that, It's the sort of thing where like sometimes certain cards, certain updates, it really comes down to the driver responding incorrectly to the texture pack in the game. And with I'm not busting on NVIDIA, but with NVIDIA drivers, a lot of times they take a little bit longer to update things. So I think it's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes is because of that overlap where if it takes a little longer to update it, not that it's their fault, just that if it does take a little longer to update it, because of that, you have this thing where like in some games you're gonna have textures not loading properly. Now that was something that always was the case with that texture. So I'm not sure that it was that case with that this time. But in their defense, Jedi Survivor, this is in the defense of the development team. Jedi Survivor came out when ray tracing was like hot. And they want, and the people publishing the game, I think it was EA, right? They wanted that in the game, I think, was the idea. They wanted their game to have ray tracing. And I just feel like pushing for that, you know what I mean? Like trying to make sure that ray tracing was definitively in the game when the game was already enormous and looked amazing. I just think it would have been better to add it later because other games have done this. You know, like, for example, Hitman 3 has ray tracing now. Now, I'll be honest, some of those menu settings are really weird. For some of us with NVIDIA cards, a lot of times, if you turn ray tracing off, like let's say the game is optimized for NVIDIA, so if you turn that ray tracing off, sometimes NVIDIA, your cards actually already has ray tracing turned on in the game. So turning it on actually turns on twice. And then like your game's like glitching out, you're like, oh my God, it looks so good. Well, it actually was already ray tracing, but you turned it on twice. So that's why you thought it looked good, because you turned it on twice. It really shouldn't look like that. Like it can't do that. And so that's just a thing with, I think, at the NVIDIA, I'm not sure, but I noticed that sometimes, you know, that's the case with certain things. And so you just have to play around and realize what ray tracing looks like when it's already turned on. Like if you're in a game, like that's why like I like to talk about that stuff with you guys. Like if you're in a game and you're sitting there and you're looking at the game, you're like, man, like that, like just be able to sort of kind of like recognize what looks like ray tracing and what looks like this or that. And then be like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's already on. So if I turn that on, it's going to be basically on twice. That's going to bog it down. It's the sort of thing where, like, there's times where it's kind of obvious to me that, like, there's some sort of ambient occlusion, like, built into, like, the textures. So, like, let's say I turn on it. We got to reconnect. We'll give it a little bit here. We got to reconnect. We'll give it a little bit here. So, yeah, anyway, just consider, like, when you're setting your PC settings like that, just like, you know, that stuff might already be on. And so, like, hitting it again, checking that box, or doing those things again might actually be turning it on twice, basically. It's sort of like when you have, you know, the FX, the super resolution, the AMD. I actually think that NVIDIA has one too, but it works a little bit differently. Like the resolution slider. If you guys have seen like the resolution, little resolution slider in the menus. Okay, so a lot of times it depends on the game too. And this is what's interesting, is you have to play around with that. You have to actually be able to look at the resolution and be able to tell that it is what it's supposed to be at. You the player, need to do that, because with some games, the resolution slider will be at 50%, and that's actually 100. That's actually your native resolution. But other games, you slide it up to 100, and that's your native resolution. Like, it looks really blurry otherwise, you know? And you're like, okay. So some games, the resolution slider is matching your native resolution, and some it's matching the resolution of the actual stretched texture, the super resolution and all that that's stretched over the image. So that's what you have to play around with. And what you have to realize is, if you're sliding that up to 150, 200%, a lot of times you really are duplicating, like you're putting, like not only you're doing your resolution, but you're also doing a super resolution on top of a super resolution. Like you're trying to do it twice on top of all the other stuff that's going on in there. So oftentimes, if you're finding that slider's giving you issue, it looks blurry, you don't know where to put it, here's what I'd recommend to you. Turn it off. Turn off super resolution. Turn off that texture. Turn off, like, see if you have like triple buffering or something like that. usually like vertical sync, or like you have triple buffering or something like that. What you want is something like, if that slider is giving you issues that looks blurry with the super resolution, or the DLSS even, what that means is, for whatever reason, your card is just having trouble with the textures in that game. And so now what you want to do is you want to just turn it off and play around with as many features as you can, and then see how good it looks like that. And then compare it to what it looks like when you turn it back on then. And if those two comparisons between when it's on and off, it obviously looks better to you with it off, then why would you turn it on? Does this make sense? I just feel like people turn on settings thinking, yeah, it looks better, but then half the time it doesn't, So don't expect with every PC build, with every game, everything's going to be on all the time. If you are rich, let's say you go out like every couple of months and get a video card. Like you go out every all right, we'll say 6 months. We'll even stretch it further. Let's say you go out every 6 months and you get a new video card. Whatever you do with the yellow one, I don't know. But you upgrade every 6 months. Okay, fine. You can turn on all the settings, probably. Pending that your motherboard and your RAM and your power supply and your CPU and all that can keep up with the GPU. Pending all of those things. Yeah, all right, fine. You can turn on every setting, most likely. But even then, a lot of times, there'll be that one weird setting where it's already on your card's doing it in the OS, in its own software. Now with NVIDIA, you have your control panel. You can do too within if you don't know what you're doing. But if you kind of go in there and you look at what probably about a minute or two now, right? We've been connected. I see your message in no sleep. Yes, we are. We are out and about. Appreciate the like. What I was gonna say is, if you're in your NVIDIA control panel, a lot of times, if you're having issues with games and you want to turn a certain setting on, the game has it, but you can't find it, or it looks a little weird. You don't want the global settings. You want the program settings. The little tab in there, and you want to find the game that's installed, and you select that. And a lot of times, then you'll have another drop-down menu that gives you just a huge amount of things that you can turn on or off. Realize you got to be careful, okay? Because your CPU is going to take some of that load when you do that. Because that's your overclocking there. You are using the card instead of the actual program settings, so it's going to max the card out when you run that, because let's be honest, you're going to be running it at higher settings. Let's be honest, you're going to have the higher settings turned on too in the game. So you're going to be maxing your card out, and it's going to be using a bit more CPU. Make sure you got plenty of RAM. But yeah, for sure, you can go in there. But remember, you don't want global. You want program settings a lot of times. Now, if you want global settings, you do want to turn off. That is when you're turning off your program settings and you're allowing your hardware to actually do it for you. Everything, you're basically saying, all right, well, hardware, let's see what you got. And that is a test, but oftentimes it doesn't do it right, because unless it's been optimized specifically for NVIDIA or specifically for ATI, whichever one you have, it's not. There's going to be some textures from both here and there. Because it you know what I mean, they're just using an engine, so. Oh, yep, we're out here walking around. We were dropping signal So I came back out here, we got better signal. It's really just that one spot. It's really just that one spot. But yeah, anyway. As far as, games that I like, we talked about, like, like, all right, well, what did I do growing up and stuff like that. But let's get past that. Like, we kicked up on the consoles, man. I had my brother and me. We both had separately our own Nintendo 64s, and, like, it was the sort of thing. If you guys remember, I had a purple one. He had a green one. Um, you guys remember that, right? The color-coded one. I had a purple one. He had a green one. They were awesome. I was so happy that I got the purple one. He was happy he got the green one. I played the shit out of Beetle Adventure Racing with a good friend. I played the shit out of Mario 64. Like, you wouldn't believe how much I played those games. The Nintendo 64, like, I loved the Super Nintendo too. Don't get me wrong. I loved Super Mario World. Super Mario World was so much fun. So much fun. But I loved the Nintendo 64. Loved it. That was such a good console. During a time when cartridges were unsure. During a time when cartridges were on their way out. That console triumphed. The Nintendo 64 was was a perfect example of something that had the worst controller you've ever seen. Yet for some reason it was really fun. Yeah, Nintendo how do they do it? It had the worst controller you've ever seen, yet it was really fun. And we all sat there and got shot at by our friend who picked Odd Job and put it on Golden Gun, and we all got instantly shot from the kneecap area. and tried to really, really hard to aim with those blocky controls. But it was still freaking awesome. And we had so much fun. I loved GoldenEye. I still love GoldenEye. I go back and play GoldenEye, and I'm like, man, this is, like, amazing. Like, this is some gaming gold. Like, I can still play GoldenEye, and it's still actually fun. I don't know about y'all. I know some people think it's lame or whatever. I can still play GoldenEye, and I still think it's actually fun. I don't know about y'all. Like I said, I mean, like, I think it's right. It's on Game Pass now, right? So, like, that's the point. Is I was playing it on my Series X, and damn, it looked good. Actually looked good. Freaking N64 game. I love the Nintendo 64. Love that console. Beetle Adventure Racing was probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite game on that. Don't ask me why. It just was so much fun. I don't know why. I really don't. Maybe because of the challenges the way they were, the car unlocks the way they were. It was so hard to get those cars unlocked, and once you did, it was like, yeah, man, I got the freaking alien car. Yeah, man, that was hard. Remember, like, anybody that had the alien car, you were the real deal. Yeah, man, we had the alien car. I had the little cop car, the little alien car. That was awesome. Yeah, man, I had I had the alien car, Beetle Adventure Racing. That's the point, you know. That was hard to get. That was such a good console. And then the countless hours after school. I remember it was getting to a certain point where I would leave my PlayStation. We're talking like the original gray PlayStation. Dogs. The original gray PlayStation, you know, with the disc and everything. I used to just leave that at a friend's house so I could go there after school. I remember like that was like just every day. Oh my god. You're cool. That's like the coolest sound I've ever heard in my life. Let me tell you what, that guy is like so cool. He's like super cool. Anyway, so where was I? Yes, I used to literally leave my PlayStation at my friend's house, so I could go there just every day after school, and just the countless hours playing Gran Turismo and Gran Turismo 2. I remember we had this memory card that had like little um, push buttons on it and had a little digital display. It was like red and transparent. It looked really cool. And I remember it was 27 memory cards in one. And we were like it had a battery in it and everything. Like this thing was huge. But it fit right in the PlayStation and we had all our games on it. And that's the point is he could just sit there and play on there and use that too because it was such a big memory card and I could just come in and switch slots like it was a whole new memory card and just play on mine so there wouldn't be any confusion. And then I remember the one day it died. I remember just like all my cars I spent all those hours in the garages trying to get to like 900 some horsepower, 1,000 horsepower, you know, like just all these cars I spent all these hours trying to get up to a certain point. And it just all that, all the countless hours getting all the licenses to gold and stuff like that. Well, was it like gold and there was there one after that? I just remember I got them. We actually spent time getting those things maxed out. We got them all maxed out, and it's just all gone in a blink of an instant because the memory card died. It just like wouldn't work anymore. So yeah, that was the end of that. And I just I don't know, just there's magical about, you know, that time of playing games and gaming in that time period, you know. The bl- and then PlayStation 2 came out. And I remember with PlayStation 2, it was so awesome because with PlayStation 2, I remember that being like basically like I could actually play DVDs on my TV. Um I remember I actually used to I got a DVD ROM that I watched DVDs on. So going from like VHS to DVD, I used to watch DVDs actually on my computer. I got the PlayStation 2. I remember just like, yeah, I can actually watch DVDs on my TV now. Because DVD players are so expensive, but I wanted a PlayStation 2 as well. So I was like, wow, you know, that's a really good buy. So we got, and that was my first DVD player. And remember I remember, you know, just playing the countless hours of all the Mortal Kombat games that came out on that thing. And all the Budokai games, you know, my buddy, he always would get the Budokai games as they'd come out and bring them over and lose them and then try to get them again. And all the Tenkaichi stuff. But just like think about how many freaking games are on PlayStation 2. I remember like I just had a stack of games. Silent Hill 2, that's what I had. I had that on PlayStation 2 as well. That's when I used to play the crap out of that. Freaking love Silent Hill 2. Used to play Red Faction on that, and just like all these different. Just like think about how many freaking games were on the PlayStation 2. And I remember like the console was so much fun. It was such a magic time in gaming. Yet like it had so many problems. Like it would always crash. Yet you started it right back up and wanted to keep playing. And I remember, the struggle, and then that turned into a meme, right? The viral video, the struggle of this screen. Every gamer's struggle of seeing this screen. Like the viral video, everybody's reaction to like that screen finally you're getting past that screen. That was that. There is no exaggeration. That is why that went viral. That is why that's so funny. That was real. I can back that up. I was there. The struggle really was real. And not just the Slim either. I think my PlayStation 2 still works, to be honest. But I used to open mine up and clean the little eye because that's why they used to break. So meanwhile, everybody was buying the Slims because they didn't know what was wrong with their PlayStation. I just opened mine up, clean the little lens that read the disc. All you have to do is clean it with a little lens cleaning cloth, but be very gentle, and it would be fine. That's why that used to happen, but nobody knew it. It was just dust. So all I'd have to do is just leave the screws out and just open the top once in a while, take the disc tray out, clean the little eye with a lens cleaning cloth, and then I could play again. But yeah, that's what would happen for the longest time before I discovered that. Is eventually got to the point where it wouldn't play anything, but that's what was doing it. It was literally dust on the lens. Literally what did it. So that's the point, is like I always took care of my consoles. My PlayStation 4 still works. My PlayStation 4 Pro still works. My PlayStation 3 still works. Always took care of my consoles. Always. I have the Cyberpunk. I should show it to you guys. I have the Cyberpunk One X. It's got the samurai logo on the side and the Cyberpunk skin all over the top, and it makes a sound when you start it up. It makes a Cyberpunk sort of sound when you start it up. It goes burn. It's pretty cool. And then I have the controller too. I have the Cyberpunk controller for it, and the charger. I also, somewhere, I don't know where it is, but somewhere I also have that shirt, that Cyberpunk shirt that he thinks that nobody else has. I have that. Yeah. No, I'll agree. He's right. It's limited. Yeah, you can't get it anymore. And it was limited. I'll give him that. But I do have one. I just gotta find it. I used to wear it on stream. You guys probably just haven't been here long enough to see me wear it. I don't know where it is, to be honest with you. I gotta find it. But yeah, I have that same one. It's the little Cyberpunk 2077 logo, and on the back it has the samurai symbol. All over the back. Yeah, I have it. I used to wear it on stream. If I can find the stream where I wore it, you guys would see it. Like I literally wore it on stream. WTF the camera? What's up with the camera? What's up with the camera? What's wrong? What's up with the camera? Hello? Fine. Just come in and say WTF the camera and don't explain. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. What's annoying about this is if I don't angle this camera enough down, like I have to put it up, like like this, or like bring it in like this, or otherwise it does this. YouTube does the stupid thing where it's like, flip it the other way, flip it the other way, flip it the other way. So that's why I'm doing that. That's why it's like moving around. YouTube's like, flip it the other way. Like, why? Like, you can't lock the. Like, you're the one that wants me to lock it. Like, you're the one whose thing can't change vertical to horizontal midstream. So, why would you need to tell me that? Just lock the damn screen. Flip it the other way. So anyway, let's see, where were we? We were at the PlayStation 2. I remember PlayStation 3. Oh, yeah, it's YouTube does this. It's YouTube. Yeah, like it shouldn't. It's because YouTube's compression is so bad on top of the signal going in and out. That's why. If it wasn't the terrible compression, it would never do that. It wouldn't look that bad. It would just do it. Yeah. They know it. It's compression rate. There's such a thing called compression rate. And their compression rate's terrible. Yeah. That's what it is. It's not the camera. It's because we're not like this huge channel. That's why. So like if somebody else does it and they have like 100,000 subs or something like that, well they have they are allotted more traffic on their channel. This is why I've been trying to tell you guys we fail and why they design it. It's designed for you to fail. If they don't allow more traffic into your live streams, how would you ever grow? So essentially, more traffic comes in, your live stream has a problem because they don't allow you to have more traffic. So how would you ever grow them? Yeah, it's a scheme. That's what I always said. Pyramid scheme? I don't know. I mean, they do have people at the top. And they're staying at the top and getting bigger. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, that's what does it. It's not it's literally YouTube. That's why I do these uploads to show you guys. That's why we do the uploads. Just like if you guys remember, do you guys see my One Step Closer partial cover? For whatever reason, YouTube flipped it. Look at my background. They flipped it. I have no idea why. I don't know why it happened. I don't know how it happened. It's literally reversed. Yeah, look at my stream and compare it. Everything's reversed. Even my shirt. I think that's why. I think it's because I was wearing a Seinfeld shirt. And they're like, oh man, there's a logo. Or so, like what? Really? I thought this is why YouTube owns everything, or Google owns everything for copyright reasons. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I get it. Jerry owns all his stuff, so then just let him. That's fine. I wore a Seinfeld shirt. I love Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, sure. Let him have the copyrights. I don't care. You're flipping the shit around. I mean, I guess you're trying to help, but I know what I'm wearing. It's just weird. That's all. I know it's just because they're trying to help. I think because that's what they do. I like Jerry. I like Seinfeld. And I was talking recently about how I saw that movie Unfrosted. Really good movie. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's so funny. He's so funny. He's really smart too. watching this comedy and stuff like that, like it's sort of simple stuff, but like that's why it's smart. Who else can do that type of thing and then make it funny like he can? They really don't, you know. And his show was funny start to finish, and nothing but good things to say about the man. And everybody on the show too. Jason Alexander is phenomenal. If you wanted to, I would easily, I would watch that in a heartbeat. Yeah, that man could play anybody. I personally think. I love Jason Alexander. Great actor. Incredibly underrated. Go watch. I don't remember what the name of the video was. He's in a Nickelback video actually, where he plays a really charismatic Bartista. Barista. I'm sorry, barista. I said that. I said that word wrong. He plays a charismatic barista, and it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. He plays two different versions of himself, and like a charismatic version of himself. I think does he ride in like the? Does he like ride in the cafe on like a motorcycle or something? It's ridiculous. It's so funny though. Go watch it. Just look up. Just type in Nickelback video Jason Alexander. That's all I gotta do. Type in Nickelback video Jason Alexander. I'll bet almost nobody's heard of it or seen it. And you'll be like, wait a minute, that's George Costanza. It's amazing. George can't stand you. Great show. Seinfeld's on Netflix, by the way, in case anybody didn't know. He has a YouTube channel called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And he did an episode with Obama, and it was probably my favorite episode. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. It's really good. I like it. It's a good channel. But anyway, back on track. What were we up to? PS3? Let's see. I remember when. Well, let me go back to Xbox. I remember when Xbox was first coming out. I literally like I was like you don't have like don't get me any like if it's hard to get, and you like you even if there's like other things where you think, well, maybe he'd rather just I get this. No, I was like, I don't care what you have to do. Don't get me anything else for Christmas or whatever. Put it all into I want an Xbox, and like that was like when they were coming out, I was like, I want a freaking Xbox. I want one. that's like everybody wanted an Xbox. And sure enough, yeah, that was the combination is combining my birthday and Christmas together. That I got an Xbox and I got Halo for it, and I got 2 controllers so I could play with my brother, and I was so happy. That was freaking awesome. And we just played Xbox just so many hours, so freaking many hours, and just Halo just nonstop every day. And I remember that was like that was like what we did on Thanksgiving too. Like, yeah, love Halo, man. You gotta respect what Xbox did at the time they did it. I love that. And then 360 came in the console. Other than the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 1, I probably had more games. I don't think I had that than anything because they were so cheap. That was the time where we was trading everything back into like, um, like the game stores and stuff like that for less money, and like you just find like all kinds of games for really cheap, and they're pumping games out left and right. How many James Bond games did we get on the PlayStation 1? Um, but anyway, the 360, I had a lot of games, and I remember I had Burnout Takedown. Burnout Takedown was one of my favorites because you could smash into it. Had that mode where you could smash into an intersection and just cause just chaos, and it would just sit there and add up the money of how much it cost everything that you did, like all the explosions, all the carnage, just all that added up, and it would tally it up, and you have to. I loved doing that head to head back and forth with a friend of mine. We sit there and try to top each other. It was so much fun. And that I loved. I loved Burnout Takedown. And then I literally just never found it after that. I don't know why everybody trashed that game. I loved that mode was everything. And then they came out with these other games literally based on that exact mode. There's these other games that came out that are like separate games, standalone games, and they were able to come out with a whole series based on that. So I just don't get why Burnout didn't take that game and then just make it more about that mode. But yeah, I also, that was the time where I played Guitar Hero. Yep, 360 was the time where we spent countless hours getting absurdly good at pressing buttons with our left hand and clicking down on a on a button with our thumb. No, really, I loved Guitar. I loved Legends of Rock. I love Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. I didn't even know Zakk Wylde was going to be in World Tour. It was a total accident. I got World Tour, and I knew like that some Ozzy songs were in it, but I didn't know he was actually going to be like one person that like one of the people you actually battled. And I thought that was so cool. I didn't even know Stillborn was gonna. There's an actual Black Label Society song. But I didn't even know this. I guess in Guitar Hero 2, Fire It Up was in there too. So like he was in there previously. I just didn't know it. But then he actually showed up as a battle in World Tour, and then you got Stillborn, and he shows up typically if you pick an Ozzy song too, as a guitarist. But I didn't even know he was going to be in it as a battle, and it didn't show me who was coming next. It usually hides it. So it was like a mystery. It was like, all right, you're going to battle this person. So then I go into it, and no lie, I knew before, like as it was panning up his legs, I knew because this man comes out wearing a kilt. And I like just immediately, like I can't like off the top of my head think of a single other guitarist, you know what I mean? And like just these giant boots. And I just immediately I knew because I saw the bottom of the kilt and I saw the boots, and he just walks out and starts beating his chest. And it's just Zakk. And it's just like, well, you have to battle Zakk Wylde now. It's like, okay, I lost. Game over. And like it's the sort of thing where like he's setting so many freaking notes with his shredding that like they don't even include half of the stuff as real notes in the game because they just couldn't. But yeah, I mean like a lot of the guys are like that, but especially with him, because he just picks so many of them instead of hammer-ons. So anyway, I had to battle him, and we got Stillborn, and I loved that Guitar Hero too because it had the Tool songs. I bet a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people skipped out on that Guitar Hero, and then they missed out on the fact that's the one with Tool songs. Yeah. It has Vicarious, it has Schism, and it has what else is there? Parable. What else does it have? It's got Mr. Crowley and Crazy Train. Those are the Ozzy songs. Oh, and Paranoid. Obviously, that's Black Sabbath, but Ozzy. And what else did I like from that? Oh, they had it had it had some Van Halen. It had it also had a list similar to Rock Band, like where you could actually just choose from a set list, and the list sort of kind of looked like Rock Band, kind of just kind of laid out like it. I actually really liked that they did that. I don't know why people skipped out on World Tour. I thought that was a great one. Like I said, you freaking battle Zakk Wylde. You get a Black Label Society song. You get Tool songs. You get Ozzy songs. You get. Isn't there a Ted Nugent song in there too? Like, there's just so many good songs in that one. There's Are You Gonna Go My Way? Lenny Kravitz. That's in there. Beat It. I think Beat It's in there. And if you don't know who that is, oh, I feel bad. Yeah, Beat It. If you don't know, Beat It was actually tracked with Van Halen. They did that with Eddie. Eddie Van Halen played and Beat It. He did the guitar solo. And that's why the guitar sounds so awesome. That's why. That was Eddie. So yeah, that's in there. I missed I like Legends of Rock though too, because the like I loved playing the metal, Tenacious D. I love playing the metal, and I love playing the Stricken, obviously Disturbed, and I love playing Number of the Beast, and like just all those ones near the end. I loved those, loved them. The bonus list was really good too. They had My Curse from Killswitch. I'm a huge Killswitch fan, by the way. I freaking love Killswitch. Yeah, My Curse. They had a Dope song. Dope's an underrated band just because of their name. Phenomenal band. If you ever want to hear a really good cover of a Billy Idol song, go listen to Rebel Yell by a band called Dope. I saw them live. They're just phenomenal. They actually did a song with Zakk too. It was, I think, one of their most played on the radio. It was a very radio sounding song. But go listen to Rebel Yell by Dope. Rebel Yell, it's a good one. The rebel yell, she cried more, more. We're not gonna sing. So anyway, yeah, a little riffs in my head. Do 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 do. So anyway, 360 was definitely the year I was playing lots of Guitar Hero. I had Guitar Hero Aerosmith. I had the guitar for it and everything. I had because I like Aerosmith. I do. I don't get it. I don't get why people like attach these things to like. I grew up watching Wayne's World, and full on respect for Aerosmith. You know, like like they're. What's wrong with them? Band full of extremely talented guys that had a full career, top selling music. Is anything wrong with that? But I also trying to think, other than Burnout Like, obviously Halo, like obviously Halo 3, obviously. Um, and then PlayStation for PlayStation 3 for me, Metal Gear Solid 4. That was a big one. When that came out, I loved that game. And I wanted to play the crap out of it when it came out because it brought Snake back. It brought our David Hayter Solid Snake back, and it brought Otacon back. And, you know, how, you know. And so I Katamari Forever. Love the Katamari games. I mean, you guys know, I played one recently, and that's one they have on Steam. That's basically like Forever. It's basically where they repackaged the levels in a smart way that makes sense and called it Reroll Plus. That's what it is. Because they did that before several times, and people loved it. So it's fine. It was time to do it again. New generation. Katamari Forever was great, though. Well, not 2, but Little Big Planet. Played the crap out of that. Love that game. Yep, that was like, I'm screens in the store on PlayStation 3. I remember that was like the game where everyone was like, oh my god, look at the graphics. And like, even I gotta go back and look at Little Big Planet and kind of look at like, yeah, you know, that actually really was way ahead of its time. It still looks pretty good, you know? I mean, Little Big Planet was a great game. Great narration. That narrator was phenomenal. And obviously the animations are what made the game. But you know, the art style is great. And great game. Really fun game. Yeah, PlayStation 3, man. I played a lot of games on PlayStation 3 too. And when PlayStation 4 rolled around, it was the sort of thing where just like it was a different time, you know? Like so much time went by. And so like PlayStation 4 just it's just a different time. You know, like with PlayStation 4, there were a lot of games that I loved to play, that I had fun playing. But like there was also a lot of that sort of beginnings that we saw of you know, this is where the magic's sort of kind of going away. You know, we're just sort of kind of seeing games where it's just like, why did we really make this game? That's where, in my opinion, that a lot of that started happening, was around that time period. But it also like over the years, I stayed true to playing the Final Fantasy games too. Like on the PlayStation. I played Final Fantasy 7 and 8 originally on PC. And it was always like my brother that would have them on the console version. And then later on, I ended up buying them again later on the console versions. And then I ended up with PlayStation 4. That was what I played a lot of, was Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 was definitely one of my favorite PS4 games. But the PS4, it just had a lot of problems. That's all. But I remember playing, you know, like Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. You know, I still play that from time to time. We go back and play that from time to time. I like what they did with that, adding the adventure mode and the DLC to include the Boruto stuff, Hokage Naruto, and all that. So I really do like on PS4 I had Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, and so that's why I got that on Steam, because I really wanted to be able to stream that and play that. And we did a few times. I always have to remember the controls when I go back to that game. It's the sort of game where, like, if I don't play it all the time, I'm gonna forget the controls and have to relearn it. But really, like, I actually really think it's a really good game. And like, there were a lot of games I did like on the PS4. There were. Oh, I forgot to mention the PS3 too. That was the console I got GTA 5 on. The PS3 was the console that I had GTA 5 on. I experienced GTA 5 on the PS3, and I had a lot more issues at launch than a lot of other people did, because I was playing it on the older gen console. Because at the time, that was, that's the idea, was that it was coming out for the newer gens, but they were still releasing it for that one. Still the box and everything. But yeah. So with PS4, I had Dissidia. Has anybody played Dissidia? Isn't it called Dissidia NT? So they re-released, if you guys remember the Final Fantasy fighting game for PSP. If you guys remember that? If you guys remember the Final Fantasy fighting game for PSP, it was actually done really well. I used to play it all the time on break with a friend of mine that also had a PSP, where I worked many years ago. And they re-released it on PS4, and you can get it, and it's really good. I enjoyed it. So I played that a lot. I have Zodiac Age as well. Yeah, I have Zodiac Age as well, which is 12. I have 10 and 10-2, the dual set on PS4. The dual set, 10 and 10-2. I have that. I think. I have some Call of Duty games, but I'll be honest, most of the Call of Duty stuff I played on was Xbox. I think I have one of the Black Ops on PS4. And I have... I should just answer that up for you. But yeah, like with PS4, the most games that I spent playing, honestly, were Final Fantasy 15 and Ultimate Ninja Storm. But yeah, 15. That was definitely like the game that I spent the most time playing on PlayStation 4. It's a great game. And 12, like I said, Zodiac Age 12. The remake for that. Well, it was a remaster, really. trying to think. I have some digital ones too. I'm just trying to think what I have. But PS4 was like, I don't know. When I think about just like the most fun time I had, like I said, it was years before that. And with PC, yeah, I sort of already kind of told you guys. Like I started off with like shooters, like some of the original shooters. Like I played the very first one, Castle Wolfenstein. Played Duke Nukem 3D for like so many years. And Doom, the original Doom games when they were first coming out, and Counter Strike too, right there at the beginning for all that stuff. And so that's why like I just sort of kind of naturally gravitate towards that, I guess, because like that's just like what we spent a lot of time playing. But I also spent a lot of time playing RTSs. I grew up playing Command and Conquer and stuff like that. Like we're talking like before StarCraft and all that. I grew up like playing Command and Conquer and all that, and so yeah, like the original Civilization games and stuff, and SimCity. Remember, like the original, like SimCity 2000 was definitely one I spent a lot of time playing. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's unrecognizable from what it used to be. But it was always a good game. And then I played a lot of Sims over the years, even when it first came out. We played that all through the years it was coming out. And I remember as it evolved, it would like basically they originally they packaged everything together, and then they started getting smarter about advertising and stuff. And then by the time I think they got to like the third game, it was the sort of thing where it was like they would release a base game, and then slowly but surely the expansions would come out and include a bunch of stuff. And I thought that was a really good way to do it. Now they really space it out, and they have like the stuff packs and all kinds of stuff. But I still think it's a fun game, and I still enjoy playing it. But yeah, you could really like there's just so many packs to that. I think they could condense those, And like I said, I still have my original copy of Final Fantasy VIII. I have the original discs for PC. I played 7 and 8 on PC first. I literally still have the discs. I still have my copy of that. I have the case and everything, like it came in and everything. The book. 8 was always my favorite, and so yeah, I grew up playing. I also played a lot of the James Bond games growing up, like not even just GoldenEye. I actually kept up with them. I played that. I played a couple of the Daniel Craig ones. I played the Pierce Brosnan ones though. I played a bunch of those as they came out, and I actually thought a lot of them were pretty good. That's why I think that's partially why I liked Hitman 2 so much. But part of why I like Hitman 2 is what I liked so much about the original Metal Gear Solid. Some of the rewards to the original Metal Gear Solid, of course, were to go back, once you beat the game, the amount of times you need to for the stealth camo, you go back and you play through with the stealth camo and you have fun, like punching guards and stuff, but they turn around and you're just like not there. Like just like, and like messing around with the boxes, just a box, and stuff like that. Like just how stupid they are. Like that's what I loved about Hitman 2 is just how much fun you can have with stupid AI. Um, and it's pretty fun. That's what's fun about that stuff, I think. It's just having fun with the stupid AI. I like smart AI if I'm like playing, a deathmatch shooter or something like that. Like, all right, fine, I'll take some smart AI then or something like that. But you know what I mean? Like if I'm sneaking around and playing, agent and stuff like that, sometimes it's fun to have dumb AI. The AI gets smarter though if you change the difficulty, but plus there's more guys. Yeah, I mean I've noticed that they do respond to difficulty and stuff. Are we back? Yeah, like it was the sort of thing where we lost you, and so I needed to give it some time. Now we took care of some things, but now a couple things here. So we talked a lot about consoles over the years, games that I like to play, or the consoles I had and stuff like that. I did play the entire Metal Gear series as it came out. I played Metal Gear 2 on PS2 as well. And Snake Eater. Snake Eater was also PS2. Man, who is like... There's another like tire shred right there. I saw evidence that a bunch of people were doing burnouts. And there was another random tire tread stopped. So, I think as far as so PC growing up, like I said, I actually played Final Fantasy for the first time. Well, Final Fantasy 7 and 8. I played those on PC when I played those, and when I played those on PC, it was the same sort of thing where there were multiple discs and you would insert the discs. Like it wasn't any different. But it was nicer. It did look nicer even at the time. And mean, eight still looked bad, but it did look a little bit better. So, before like game clients and stuff like that, like just like individually buying PC games, like physical copies and stuff like that. That was something that we had to do, and it was definitely something I did a lot of. That's why I actually still have some of those boxes. Some, like obviously I'm not gonna have them all. They've been long gone for a while, but like obviously like some of them linger around. Some of the ones that mean something to you or something like that, and I still I was looking for it the other night, but I still somewhere have my my original World of Warcraft box, I think it even still has all the discs in it, and I still have. Somewhere I have like like those roller coaster tycoon games, somewhere. I have like one or two. I think it was actually the first one, like an expansion or something like that. And but like with PC, like I play a little bit of everything. Like that's the thing is, we always do a lot of PC player base and stuff like that. And like I said, we would do the LAN parties and the countless hours even before StarCraft 2 with StarCraft Brood War expansion. They had to have their disc, otherwise they couldn't run it. So I had to buy like 4 or 5 copies of that. But that's the point is, that was when gaming was good, and this is everything's digital now. You don't really have physical copies of pieces, especially PC games. Most people don't even have like a disc drive anymore. They really don't. A lot of people don't. So anyway, I remember some of the games. Like some of the games growing up on PC that we would play, like other than shooters, like you guys, we already went through like shooters and stuff, but like some of the old school games that like my brother was playing that he used to like get me to play essentially. There's an really old game. It's like a D&D style game. It was called Eye of the Beholder. We used to play that. We're talking pretty old games. I mean, like most of the games I can think of that were old that we played were like shooters, like Unreal and Heretic and X. Played. There's a game called Rise of the Triad. There's all kinds of games over the years. That they come out. It's just like, well, we gotta get that. We gotta play that. And I remember there was this cool racing game called Sega Rally, something or other. Really good. There's a lot of really good racing games over the years. I did actually like Burnout Paradise, but like anymore, I gotta be honest,
Those Forza Horizon games, like those newer ones, they're just so damn good. Like there's really nothing else that can hold a candle to it. You know what I mean? Like the epitome of the best racing game of all time, we all know, is like the Gran Turismo games. Like everybody knows that. Everybody knows like some of the best of all time were the Gran Turismo games. You know. So then, how do we take that and multiply it to the next level? You know, get to the next level, open world. You know, have people drive around in an open world too, and in addition to all the cars they can buy and all the things they can do to it, the customizations and everything. And that's why I love Horizon 5 and 4 and 5. I love them both, and so they're great games, great games. So yeah, great games. So that's definitely like a big plus that Xbox does have, and I will say that that is one big plus there. Can't deny that. So, yeah, I mean, that's the point. Is like I did grow up playing those Gran Turismo games, and so I love that idea of doing what I want to the car, making it my own, and then driving it around, and then like modding it based on what I'm doing and stuff like that. And that's that you can do that in Horizon. You know, that's the point. That's what Horizon 5 is. You know, it's fully customizable. Pretty much any car you can think of. Pretty much. It's serious. Think of a car. You know, they probably have. I mean, even really random crap. So great game, and you know the maps are really fun. Like how much, like that's the point, is like how much fun is it to just take any car that you can think of and just drive across an open map? You know, like farms, fences. Oh, and by the way, it gives you points for it too. You know, like that's the point. Is like that's why I love playing that game. And you know, if you want to check out a stream, we streamed it before. You know, just go ahead and search the channel. We played it before. Love that game. There's events. There's people playing it all. There's people playing it all the time. There's there's a bunch of DLCs that are really good. I think there's a Lego one. I think there's an off-road one, and there's a Hot Wheels one. I have the Hot Wheels one, and it's so good. You guys have seen me play it, like the full like Hot Wheels tracked map, and you can even go off-road and stuff, even there. And it's just an entire like Hot Wheels tracked map, but you can race your cars on it. Any one of your cars that you have in your garage. And it's just like with the Gran Turismo, you have a garage where you just have as many cars as you want. You can sell them. There's a place you can sell them. You sell them to other players. Yeah, like that's how I'm getting these cars. Some of them are like really expensive. It's just like an auction house. It works like an auction. It's just like on WoW or something. They have an auction house. It's a great game. It's a great game. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, there's times where I'll come back to it and like sporadically, like the UI has some like really broken things about it and stuff like that. But that's not like I feel like the core game itself, the fun and playability of the game, it's not, you know what I mean? Like that's where there's nothing wrong with it. If I'm actually grading it, I'm not giving it a 10. No, I'm not giving it a 10. There are some things about it that are extremely frustrating at times. But other than that, like, you just like, it's such a big game. There's like so much to do. You can just move on and do something else for a bit. And try to come back and do it later. I do kind of wonder about some of these boards though on the map. Some of these boards, like there's one that's like sideways in like some power lines in the game, and I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to get that? Like, what? So I guess I'll look up a video at some point, but like the point is they're not even worth that many points, and it almost seems like they're glitched, like they're supposed to be on the ground, but for me they're in like power lines or in like really weird places. But then I don't know. I feel like it's been long enough now. They probably would have been fixed. So I just, because I've made videos on it where it's like back and forth for like an hour. I'm trying to get this one ramping off this mountain, and I'm missing it by like a mile. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not even getting close, and like I'm trying to ramp off like the nearest mountain. It's like I already have pretty much all the other boards. It's not like I'm having trouble getting the other ones. It's just these awkward spots. It's like clearly there's something off about this. So like there's some weird things about the game here and there, but like it's not. That's just a personal thing. The stuff that is difficult, that I do enjoy doing, are, you know, like getting your car to the point where you can really get up on the leaderboards on some of those jumps. Like I got the runway jump, and I'm pretty far up there. I mean, I'm not like top 10 or anything like that. No. So some of those people took advantage of a glitch that I found out about with that. That's how, if you're wondering about the runway, the reason why those people are number 1 and like through 10 and stuff, it's a glitch. They took advantage of a glitch, or they did the jump and they landed on their rear end with their nose up in the air, and it just kept counting. Because that's like, it's like at the edge of the map there. There's no way you could have gone that far anyway. And because some of them, like the feet, it doesn't make any sense. Like it's just absurdly far. You wouldn't be able to do it. So, and then I looked it up, and the guy's like, yeah, they took advantage of this glitch where the car ramped this, and it landed on its rear end. Light was green, and dude just turned left in front of me. Anyway, the car just, they were taking advantage of the idea that there was a glitch where you could ramp off the ramp and your car would land on its ass with the nose up in the air, and it would just endlessly sit there and count the entire time you're sitting there. That's how they did the runway thing. That's why I'm not further up on that. But I legitimately got to the spot that I got to, and I you know, honestly, I gotta say that was pretty tough to top, because it took me a while to get that, to even beat my own, and I kept beating my own score, and so I have to take a look at it again, but yeah, it's I like doing those it's, I'm talking about the danger signs, the jumps, the ramps on Forza Horizon 5. I have a pretty good score on the runway one, the one that goes across the water. So I'm gonna be right back. And I'll see you guys in a minute. I'm gonna be right back, and I'll see you guys in a minute. I'll see you guys in a minute, or like 3 or 5. Let's eat our so we have we're gonna start to eat on this. However, we're gonna talk about something. I love ice cream. This one's called Bunny Tracks. This one's from this is a Blue Bunny. Blue Bunny is one of my favorites. So there. I don't know that I'm willing to say I have a favorite at the moment. For the longest time, it was Turkey Hill, but I don't know. They went and sold their name, so hopefully it stays the same good taste. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These are little chocolate bunnies. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty cool. So, let's talk about what just happened. What just transpired. And we'll discuss the right and wrongs. So, I got a couple of these sodas at the store here. If you were to see this, in a store, so we got the strawberry ramen soda. I do like these, but if you were to see this sticker right here, the one that says 2-4, and then it has a slash and a 99, and there's a bunch of them lined up, and you've never seen this tag before. Like, you've gotten this before, you've never seen this tag before, so you assume, well, it literally says 2-4.99. That is what it says. So maybe they just couldn't put the 4 for some reason after it. So because it says 2-4.99, I'm assuming these are 2 for $99. That's what I would assume. But of course, they are $2.99. And somebody doesn't simply know how to use a decimal point, and again types the word 4, and it's on every single one of them. So again, we see this, we assume because the word 4 there is there, it's 2-4.99. It literally says that. And it isn't. It's $2.99. So I went and got the lady. I said, "Excuse me, would you mind helping me with something? It's ringing up for a different price than what it says." So she came over and immediately she says, "Did you use your Wise card?" And I said, "Yeah." That's what I thought it was too, but if you look at this label here, and I show her that it says 2-4.99. Not that there's like a decimal in there or anything like that. There's no decimal. There's a slash. So since that 4 is there, I'm assuming they are going to ring up 2-4.99. There's a slash to show separation, as if the 2 is a not part of that, and there's no decimal. So I'm assuming it's 4-4.99. Instead of simply just typing $2.99, they type the word 4, they put a slash, and they're all labeled that way, every single one. I've never seen that label on them. I've gotten them before. They've never had that label. It's never said that. They've never even had a label. So I'm assuming, well, maybe they changed it. Maybe it is 2 for $99. And I didn't give her a hard time about it, but she just, how to not handle the situation is pretty much what she did. Because I wasn't really giving her a hard time. But here's what she did. She came over, immediately was trying to be dismissive. Did you try your card? And she sort of had a tone. She sort of had to sound like this. That's not, she kind of sound like this, like really dismissive. And when she came over, she did that, and then she looked at the label, and she goes, "Yeah, that's $2.99. I've gotten them before. They're $2.99." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've gotten them before too, but my point is, it says 2 for." So I'm not trying to like. My point to her was just to communicate. Like, I even said that. I said, well, I just think that, you know, like, somebody needs to know, you know, not to use the word "for" on there. It's going to be really confusing to somebody, so they don't have to come get you again. I even said that. And I sort of like was like kind of laughing and joking with her. And no lie, she literally was like, "Well, that's not even us. That's Snow Fox. They're another company. They do that. So there's nothing I can do about that." And then she just walks away. And I'm just like, no wonder nobody like does anything. And like, because the moment that anybody wants to say something, it's not even a complaint really. It was a request for her to look at it, decide what to do. And like, she just did everything wrong. And like, now I'm irritated because she seemed like she didn't even give a shit. So the point is, this person from Snow Fox who's putting 2 for $99 on this, on every single one of their drinks, is going to have no fucking clue that this happened now. Because this lady wants to have some feeling about how I asked her a question about if it's 2 for or not, and thinks that she should communicate this. Like, this is the problem, guys. Like, this is insane. That like somebody gets paid money, I would do a better job at reacting to that. Way better. And she's by herself in that store manning the registers? Are you kidding me, on a Sunday? And that's how she handles that? Like, I just really didn't appreciate that. And I wasn't even gonna complain. It wasn't even a complaint. And she just walks away and like, she's just really rude. Like, what the fuck? Jeez. There's nothing I can do about that. And walks away. She could have. That's the point. So that's what that tells me. And she thought that that's what I was trying to do. But that's what that tells me, that she actually could have. Yeah. Like, the attitude tells me the opposite. That's messed up. And she shouldn't have even had an attitude, because I did. It was a communication thing. It's like, please fix this so that nobody's confused. They don't come get you again. People aren't wondering, like, I don't want to see that like that. It says 2 for $99. It doesn't say $2.99. It's as simple as putting literally the common sense $2 $.99. Like, literally, like, how hard is it to literally use a label gun? Duh. That's how hard it is to use a label gun. Jeez. She acts like she can't tell them about this. So, like, the point is, it was a simple mistake. And she can't just communicate that? Like, that's the idea. She acted like it was such a big deal for her, like, I nothing to do with that. And just walks away. Wasn't trying to get anything for free. Wasn't trying to get anything discounted. Literally, she was just rude. And didn't want to do anything. That's literally what just happened. Oh, by the way,
There you go. That's the store. They actually do have customer service issues. They're very rude. I like their inventory, like their store. They're the people they hire for customer service for the front end are extremely rude. They must not pay them well. I've always had that experience. Like, case in point, it's totally opposite going in like Costco. In Costco, they're really nice. Like every time. Even if they don't like you. It's funny. Yeah. So it's like Costco can do it and be professional. It's like, shouldn't have to like me to literally just be polite. And who knows? If she was polite, she might have some sort of mutual respect with another person. That's the point. Unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't do about that. If you saw this though, like, I mean, it says 2-4. Look. It literally says it. Like, I know it's $2.99. It rang up as that, but it says 2-4. So why is it even on there? And it's a lie. It's false advertising. Yeah, they're doing it on purpose. That's the point. The scam is that you'll pick up a bunch of them thinking that, and then thus not return them to the shelf. And her dismissive attitude of it tells me she's in on it. I really don't appreciate stuff like that. That's the point. It's like, it looks like stores run these little fucking scams on people. So it's like, and it's just like, it's not, it's a company. I literally didn't even say anything. Like, that was the point, is like, all I did was get her to come over and look at it, and showed her it said that. She's like, well, yeah, but I get those and they're $2.99. It's like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, just hear me out and be polite, and then be on your way. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, all she would have had to do, here's all she would have had to do, is literally like, yeah, sure, I can help you with that. Comes over, looks at it, looks at the screen, says $2.99, says, oh, wow, yeah. I can see how you would think that, because it does say 2-4, and they are, so here's the confusion, they are $2.99. But I can see how you're saying it says 2-4 and there's a slash there, so that's what you're saying. Unfortunately, I can't change the price for you, because they are $2.99 and it's sold to us by another vendor. So they're setting that price. So I can't do that price adjustment for you, unfortunately. But if you'd like, you know, maybe we can get in touch with the vendor, take your name down or something like that, and I can try to work something out with them through their company. If you want, but really it's going to be their mistake, and I can try to give you their information if you'd like, or you know, we can just say honest mistake, and I can try to communicate with that then for them next time when they come in. And that's the thing, is like, you would want to be trained by that company to know which one of those they would want you to say, of course. And it's probably just the latter. They might not even want you to say that first one, where they take your info and stuff like that. They might want you to just be like, you know, unfortunately, I can't make that price adjustment for you, but I am sorry that happened. And again, it's just because, you know, it is through them that I can't make that price adjustment. But I will communicate with them that in order to make sure that doesn't happen again. And I'm really sorry that happened, that you thought that was $2 for $99. I'll make sure that, you know, that gets corrected.
I'll try to communicate and make sure, and I'll follow up. You know, like that's the point, is reassure the customer. Be polite, reassure the customer. What do you do at your job? Like, what do you do? Stand there and open bags? Come on. Like, that's what she was doing. She didn't even know I needed help. I had to go find her. I had to find her. I didn't even see her. She was like opening bags. The self-check. I was like, the thing, I wasn't even rude. She was. That's what's crazy. I was actually polite the whole time. But they're so good. I love these. They're so good. So it's just like, all they have to do is not put that on there. I don't want to see that. There's no reason. Like, they want to price them. Don't be confusing. Don't put the 4. It's $2.99. 2 period, 2 decimal, and then 99. No 4. If some jerk wants to come in, that's the point, is I'm trying to help. I'm always trying to help. If some jerk wanted to come in and make a big fuss of that, he would. And eventually he'd get his way. Eventually he would. Because flat out, that is what that says. Flat out, that is labeled 2-4. And while she says that, she's actually wrong. If you thought that, you'd win. And so, like, if somebody wanted to be a jerk about that, they really could. It physically says, in plain English, 2 for $99. A slash shows separation of speech. That's it. I mean, literally, like, yeah, if somebody wanted to be a jerk about that, they could. So, like, my point is, like, I'm not doing that. I'm here to. I was literally just trying to be nice, and that's what I get. And I will think definitely twice about telling anybody anything there anymore when that's how they act. That's the point, is I've had that experience already with them. So, like, why would I that, and that's the point, is that's really bad for customer service. They shouldn't have employees that want to make people feel like they can't, tell them things. No, like, she could have even been, like, playing on it further. I really want to thank you for bringing that to our attention, because I personally buy these, and if I was in your situation, I would feel the same way. I really wouldn't want to see that on there either. So I really do appreciate you bringing that to our attention, and I will follow up on this. So, you let me know. You can tell them your name and be like, my name is this. Next time you come in, if you see that on there, and if I'm here, you come and let me know. And if I'm not here, you let somebody else know, so that we can make sure it gets taken care of properly. Because again, I agree with you. It shouldn't happen. You could be so good at that, and she was just so bad. Because that's what you want to hear. Yeah, if she's dismissive and telling me that they can't do anything about that, now we have a new problem. Because that tells me that I can't tell them things. That tells me that they won't do anything about an act. Like, that's a real problem. Like, I clearly shouldn't say that. I would agree that almost any manager in there would agree. But that's very confusing. They don't want signage to say something incorrect. Unbelievable. No, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's more about how bad it could get with an employee that has an attitude like that. Does that make sense? And that's how a lot of people are these days. They have the attitude like they don't want to deal with the issue. Like, what do you go to work for, though? What? She goes to work to wait for the in-between segments where she can stand around and text, I guess. Pretend like she's fixing bags. There was nobody in there. There was nobody in there. Yeah, there was like hardly anyone in there. So that's... I learned so many things. That was just make me the GM. Yeah. I'll clean it up. Yeah, they should just make me the general manager of the store, give me the store manager position. I'll clean it up for you. I'll be here extra early. It will too. Hey, money's money. Yeah, you want to pay me a salary? Give me decent benefits? What time you want me in? That's it. That's all I gotta ask. What time you want me there? Oh, it's up to me? Okay. Well, I'm getting there early then, so I can start learning how each shift functions. So I can start learning how each shift functions. Yeah, might be there early. Start off learning how each shift functions. When I get there, obviously you want to stagger it a bit at first, that way you can get the later shifts, but you get there early, so that way you can see when people come in. We can learn about people, learn about their habits, and good and bad, and their strengths and weaknesses. That's the point. And what they think the strengths and weaknesses are, and then learn about the different departments. Just see how the shift goes and see where your strengths and weaknesses are in the store. You know, what needs to be improved and what you can immediately fix right now, just looking at it. You know, just immediately right now, what can you fix? Just boom, boom, boom. That's how you improve a store. That's how you go in right away and just be like, well, here I am. I'm gonna fix some shit. I don't care if you like it or not, because I got news for you. You've been doing stuff that the store doesn't like for a while. So you gotta get your act together, and you gotta do this, because you're the one that's been getting away with this for a while, and we gotta clean up our act here. So, you know, we're just taking, you know, a little bit of a firmer hand with, you know, what we're doing in our downtime and stuff like that. And trust me, they have it. So, and if you do that properly, it can be done right. It doesn't have to be stressful. Some places they don't do it right. That's the issue. They really don't do it right, and it's stressful. They create a stressful environment, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can learn. Believe it or not, people like to do chores. They like to do busy work. It's most people. And if there's somebody like this in your store, just fire them. If there's somebody that doesn't like doing busy work or like doing chores in your store or in your business or wherever, fire them. It's not somebody that wants to work. Why are they there? People want to work. They want to do things. It's a matter of figuring out what people like to do, because that's what they're going to be good at. That's the point. Somebody's naturally good at something they like doing. That's it. So why do you have this lady up here that is very clearly bad at it? I don't know if she really wants to be doing that or not, to be honest with you. Kind of seems like not. But, you know, it just, like, I'm not just picking this store apart or anything like that. I'm just saying, just in general, you know, that's the point. Is like in businesses these days, a lot of them, they just stick somebody somewhere they don't really want to be, and they do the job really poorly, almost kind of subconsciously on purpose. That's it. Some people will flat out admit they're doing a crap job because they don't want to be doing it. So then why would you demotivate people by doing that? Almost like a punishment. Respect people. If they can't do that position because you got other people doing it, well, I mean, that's the luck of the draw. You got to start rotating people then. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, if you have a workplace environment where you're pandering to somebody that oh, he does the job and he does it well, and he's the only one that does it because he does it so efficiently and so well, I got news for you. All you're doing with your business is you're matching your the quality of your output, and weighing that in for essentially one person that likes to do that position and is good at it. But meanwhile, somebody else could get better and even maybe produce something even better and faster that this guy could. But you would never know that because you didn't try it. So, like, there's just a lot of examples of times where employers just sort of kind of get it wrong and seem to not want to do things like that. And that's where the problem starts. Is that new people come in and they see this guy that's been doing this one position for like 10 years, and it's like, who cares? I can do that. I can probably do it just as good, if not better. Why has he been doing it for 10 years? Good question. Good question. You might start finding that you put another person in that position and realizing what the problems are. and that the other person that's been doing it for 10 years has been hiding those problems from you. You know, suddenly things starting to make a little sense, right? The point is oftentimes employers don't see things because employees get too good at being in a position and hiding the fact that they're really not that good at it anymore. They're actually, a lot of times they'll hide that, and they'll sort of kind of get subpar at it, and they kind of sort of know it, but maybe don't know it, and they're in denial. And then, you know, it just becomes, it's the sort of thing where Gordon Ramsay sees it when a kitchen nightmare thing, where producing the food out, pumping it out super quick, but then it's like frozen, raw, gross, reheated. That's a chef that doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care what he's putting out. Be doing the same thing with fresh ingredients quickly. He wouldn't people that much to do it. You know, the sort of thing where like, oh, you deep fry some wings, they come up, you throw them in a pan to catch the grease, and then you drop them in a bucket and go like this a bunch of times. There you go, you got some wings. I mean, come on, that's how you don't. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to prep some wings, you know. And so like that's the point, is like all these places want to overcomplicate a process, and it's like, no, that's really how easy wings are. You don't want to deep fry them, all right, fine, half bake them, you know. I mean, like whatever you're doing the process, you know, like whatever it is you're doing, you know, that's the point, is you get it done, you do it quick, make it easy, and have people that can train too, you know, assign a trainer, because then that keeps people interested in the job. If it's always you training people and stuff like that, nobody else is interested in the company as a whole. They aren't interested in being part of making it better. You have to designate those team lead positions and stuff like that around, so that people feel like they're a part of it, and they feel like they can make some decisions and have some say and feel good about things. And if you take too long to do that, especially people that are smart and know what they're talking about, they'll leave your organization, and you won't benefit from that. Mm. 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 Oh, it looks so good. Mm. You guys like kiwi? Anybody like kiwi? Anybody like kiwi? I was eating kiwi the one time, and someone's like, "What is that?" I was like, "You never seen a kiwi?" Apparently not. Cold climate people, I suppose. So. Ugh. So good. These strawberries don't look good as the other ones I had, but they still look pretty good. Is anybody in chat? Oh wait, I didn't. Oh, okay. So here's a strawberry. They don't look as good as the last strawberries I had, but we'll see. They're probably pretty tart. A lot of times strawberries are fairly tart. Mmm. It's actually not. It's actually pretty sweet. I wonder if the kiwi helped too to sweeten it up. Being in the same container. It's good. It's pretty juicy. Like you look at the top and you think it's gonna be tart. Then you realize, oh wow, it's pretty red on the inside. It's good. I love fruit. Love it. Love it. Look at this one. This one's freaking huge. That's what she said. Those are giant strawberry. So I have a pretty big nose. All right. In comparison to my nose, let's see here. Yeah, it's about. That's about right. Yeah, it's about right. There we go. Now, just think of my nose as a giant strawberry then. I think I got some strawberry juice. Mmm. Mmm. Damn. Okay. All right. Surprised me. That's good. That is real good. Damn. Mmm. It's local? It probably is. Man. Mm. Oh my god. Wow. You know, honestly, there's nothing like having... I mean, truly, a good piece of fruit is like gourmet food to me. Truly. Like, it doesn't take much. Like, a lot of times that's why it's simple as, like, you go to, like, a gourmet restaurant, you know, like a 5-star restaurant, and you eat a dinner. Well, you know, a lot of times, you know, like, the dessert is literally just, like, some really good strawberries covered in chocolate. You know, like, that's the point, is, like, nope, it's, like, it really is that good if you do it right. It really is that good. You do the fondue right, you got a really damn good strawberry like that. Whew. Mmm. Wow. That is so good, man. I almost dropped it. You gotta savor it. You gotta savor it. Let's put the whole thing in now. Savor it. My hands are sticky now. Look at this. They're red. That's funny. One more. This one's still got a little bit of stem on the top. Just a tiny little bit. Mmm. That's a juicy one. That's a juicy one. Mmm. I love strawberries. Good ones. Mmm. Mm. All right. Well, we still got some for later. We got plenty for later, actually. So, still be some left. That was freaking delicious. Yeah, that was freaking delicious. So we're gonna have a melon, just to prove that they're all like that. We're gonna have a melon. We're gonna have a melon. Is it melon? Yeah, it's melon. I like the melon. They should have these. Like I like this brand, like the Snow Fox one. They should have these like in more places. I like the company. It's really good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hello? Hello? Welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. My favorite, like, I don't know. I really honestly spent so much time over the years playing World of Warcraft. That's why I say like that's probably my favorite game, is just because when it became like a world. You know what I mean? Like I grew up, like we played Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. We played all that stuff. So the point is, I grew up playing this stuff. So like when it became a world, it's the sort of thing where like, yeah, I'm there. But I did play in OG. I'll admit I didn't play in OG. I played. That's the thing, is like I fully admit to that. It took me a while to get into it. I didn't want to play it at first. Like I didn't really get wanting to play it at first, to be honest with you. And then it took some convincing from my brother and like some other people that were playing it. Like, alright, I'll give it a try, and it was like I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's why this is weird, because now I have full service, and now my stream is cutting out. So that's very suspicious that my stream would be cutting out when I have full service, and it's when I'm talking about World of Warcraft. So that's really suspicious. Like I said, I do think that Blizzard has rigged the Hearthstone ladder for me so that I can't win games. Yeah, I do believe that they flat out have done something where essentially I get certain bots that affect win conditions. Like that's why I was talking about the hacks and stuff. It's like I get so many where it's like, well, at this point it's kind of obvious Blizzard is rigged it, and it's just, like this is the point, is like they're just, it's obvious. That's why it's being looked into. But anyway, I started off with like legitimately, my first trial account was BC. That was my trial. And then at the end of my first trial account, like that's the point, is like I did a trial account and I was like, all right, this is awesome. And then I forgot about it. It was the sort of thing where after that I was like, oh, okay, well, I forget how to log into this, so I'm gonna have to make another one because I couldn't log in. So I had to make another one under a different account, different email. I have transferred so many times too. Like, I shouldn't say so many. I think it was once a while back. I had them switch to another one. That's why sometimes it doesn't line up quite right. If you try to like look at the timeline and stuff and look up the names and stuff like that, it's not gonna look right. Because my original account, like I said, was a trial account, and I couldn't get back into that. And that was at the end of BC. And then in Wrath, that was when I finally made, toward the end of Wrath, that was actually when I actually made my own. I was playing somebody else's account for a while. And I had characters on there. That's what I was doing for like a while. And then I was like, alright, I like this enough, I'll make my own now. Because, I mean, like, I had to pay for it and everything, so. Hello? Hello?
Oh, this sky. The sky is awesome. But we're gonna look at is no exceptions, alright? None. Absolutely no exceptions. Oh boy. So anyway, let's take a walk around and get stared at by weirdos sitting around and shit like that. Let's walk around the park and get stared at by all the weirdos sitting around. Let's do it. That's what people do, by the way. Just so you know. I've noticed that. It's weird. Yeah, that's why I don't spend a whole lot of time like going to parks. Just really don't. I never really spent a lot of time going to parks. It's kind of weird. I used to go, like, definitely a good place for, like if somebody wanted me to like teach them self-defense or something like that. Definitely a nice, good public place to do that. But typically, I've noticed that people will no lie, just sort of like pull up and just like sit there and like watch people. It's like, what the heck? It's weird, man. Me, I'll come back here and like sit in the back. I want to be away from that. But I mean, it is a park. That's what you do. It's literally called a park for a reason. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, that's what they're doing. So we're out here. It's a pretty nice day, actually. Wind's blowing, good temperature. We got trees. This person here has a pretty nice pool. Okay. Well. It's officially dead in here. Officially. It's a dead chat officially. That's okay. You know, some of my favorite movies. Well, my favorite movies are. My favorite movie is Equilibrium. Period. Equilibrium is my favorite movie. Probably my second favorite is The Last Samurai. That's always been up there. I'm just gonna say that that's my second favorite. It's always been up there. It's gonna continue to always be up there. Love The Last Samurai. Um, but like, I don't hold like Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and like those movies. I hold them in extremely high regard. To do what they did was impressive. You know, they brought to life the Dark Knight on a screen in a way that nobody's ever really done before. Should we go down in the field? Guess we'll go down in the field. On the baseball field. I have a bat with me, but I don't have a ball. I got a frisbee. Oh, I actually have a basketball with me. Do I? I might. I might have a basketball with me. Might. I'm not sure. If I do, it probably doesn't have any air in it though. It's probably pretty flat. You wanna go down to the field? I used to walk here sometimes after school. Yeah, we all did it. We all walked here after school. I shouldn't say all of us, a lot of us did. We got some benches. We got a dugout, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna run home. Here we go. We're running home. Here we go. We ran home. Run home, Jack. I love the Bourne movies too. Jason Bourne. Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum. Love those movies. Great movies. Matt Damon's a phenomenal actor. Phenomenal. No, he is. He's phenomenal. That's the word to describe him. He might be one of the. I think he's one. I think he has. Doesn't he have the highest IQ among? I think it. I mean, like, how would you really prove that, right? Like, yeah, I think it's just generally believed that he's one of the smartest. And Matt Damon's awesome. I like Kevin Smith movies. Clerks 2, Mallrats, Chasing Amy is probably my favorite. What's up? Oh, popped it up. Popped it up. That was pretty good at. Did I right to him? He doesn't have a pitcher, he's throwing it up himself. That's why. That's why. I mean, flat out. You're throwing it up yourself, there's only so much you can do. Oh my goodness. It is a nice day. Hello. Oh, some very friendly people. Very nice experience we had today. What a pleasant atmosphere turned out to be. One hell of a sky, too. Let me tell you what. One hell of a sky. Remember, I used to rollerblade here. We gotta get ourselves another pair of rollerblades. I'm gonna start rollerblading around with you guys. How's that sound? How would you guys like that? I used to rollerblade around like crazy. How'd you guys like that? I used to rollerblade over this bridge right here. Right over it. How'd you guys like that? So I got some new blades. Rollerblade around. I used to come here and play hockey. That's right. We played rollerblade hockey. Bloody knees and all. Looks like something you see in GTA, right? You gotta love it though, because like it's pretty much the same as it's been. So you just gotta love it at the same time. And this old ass net. I'll bet it's the same net we played with. I'll bet it's the same one. That thing looks old. That's funny. Old. Hello. Why is Godsmack suddenly in my head? Oh no, I'm streaming. I'm streaming. This is a good spot for that though. That's funny. He asked if I was playing Pokemon. This is a good spot to play Pokemon Go though. This is a very good spot for that. I do play here sometimes. Valid question. Valid question. That's great. So this is the little dog park that's here. There's no dogs today. There's no dogs today, but it's pretty cool. I mean, they can run around in there. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Max 2-hour tie time. Must supply water. Huh. I guess there's no trough here. Ass plunge. Guys, we gotta take an ass plunge. Yeah, we gotta take ourselves an ass plunge. Oh my god. That's like you guys ever seen those trucks that say A Dewey Pile? It's like there's no way that they didn't do that on purpose. Like A period. And it's like a name. It's A Dewey Pile. But like A period, it's like his initial. We got the stream. We got the stream. The stream. The stream on the stream. Ass plumbed. Ass plumbed. Ass plumbed. Tree expert. He's an expert with plunding them trees. See how the little, what are they, tadpoles? Who are they? Oh, they're little, oh wow, they look like, oh wow, that's awesome. Look. Well, it's a pretty healthy little ecosystem, I have to admit. Yeah, I mean, if you see life like that, that's actually a good thing. We got the stream on the stream. The stream on the stream. We got the stream on the stream. Yeah, you see? So that what that means is, guys, you guys can't bring your dogs, bikes, and skateboards into my stream. That means only I'm allowed to bring them in. So it says on this side of the stream. So. Oh man, we got jokes today. Hello? Hello? Where's the support? Where's the support at? Man. Hey, what? We got the stream here, guys. We got the stream. There it is, folks. Looking pretty tranquil, I have to admit. Looking pretty tranquil, I have to admit. Oh, man. In memory of. Okay, come sit with us. Yeah, William and Helen Moskovic. All right. Well, thank you for allowing me to sit with you. In your memory, I shall sit. So, we've been playing No Man's Sky. And I have to admit, I think it's gonna be hard for me to put this game down. It is. I think it's gonna be really hard for me to put this game down. That's why, I've been sitting with you guys playing Last Epoch, trying to get the grind in, because it is really, really difficult for me not to get on that game just all the time. I have to really, really make the effort to actually do others, play other games and stuff. Hello. 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 The little plates. Yeah. Planted in memory. Oh, that's cool. So that's why they planted these. That's interesting. That's cool. Look at the log under there with the trees, the little plant life growing on it. Isn't that cool? Underwater plant life is just fascinating stuff. Algae and all that. All those microorganisms working together. Yes. Look at them. Do they wish it crawl in? Do you think we should crawl in? This is so gross. I would never. Why would I? Better pay me. Hello? 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 Oh, all right. See, what I don't get is, why everybody's like, what's the reason to trash the new Assassin's Creed game before it comes out? I don't get it. Everybody seems to be sort of trashing that before it even comes out. I don't get that. Like, what's the purpose of that? What does that matter? I don't know. I think it's gonna be good, but like, I mean, I've been wrong before. I'm just hoping, you know. So, what's the deal? Like, why is the new Assassin's Creed game? Yeah, I mean, like, what's the deal? Why is everybody just trashing that before it even comes out? I don't know. I'm actually like legitimately asking, like, why is everybody trashing it? It hasn't even come out yet. Like, how do you even know? You know. So I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but I just hope it's good. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a really good movie. The Big Lebowski. Really good movie. Really funny. Gotta love The Big Lebowski. Gotta respect it. It's so funny. I'm about to walk in and get. What do I have? About to walk to the gas station here. What the f? Okay, never mind. I had to make sure to throw that in. You had to make sure to act surprised by something. Mock, yeah. Ing, yeah. Bird, yeah. Yeah. Girl. Oh, let's see here. Do I have? What do I have here? Just trying to stay hydrated. Might have enough. Well, that's it, folks. We are at Speedway. I'm gonna see if I can get enough tickets. Back. We are back. Please drive. Somebody finish the car wash. Please drive forward. It's like really loud. So we got the Ghost Phase Pop here. We got the Ghost Phase Pop here. We got the Ghost Phase Pop here, and we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna open this bad boy up, and we're gonna give it a shot. Here we go. The Phase Pop is delicious. The Ghost Phase Pop is delicious. As are, just generally speaking, all the Ghost energy drink flavors, but this one especially is actually very good. It's very fresh. What does it taste like? I think the idea is it's supposed to be sort of like the rainbow pops. It's yeah, that's what it tastes like. Yep. So it's like a fruit punch sort of flavor. So there we have it, folks. There we have it. The Ghost Phase Pop is in fact awesome. That is what I'm talking about. Needed that. Whew. Got Rita's right there. We got Rita's right there. We got Rita's Italian Ice right there. Of course, the good news to being where we are is that they have these handy little pathways for us, so we don't have to actually cut through anywhere and do anything we're not supposed to. We can actually just follow these handy little pathways and find ourselves around the corner to Rita's Italian Ice. Whoa. Guys, I didn't know that. Guys, this whole time we've been drinking legendary energy? Fuck. This whole time, man. Legendary energy this whole time. Oh. Mmm. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Legendary energy. Well, I mean, there's nothing else to it. We're legend now. Can't hold us back now. Yeah, I mean, we're flat out consuming legend energy. So, I mean, there you go. We consume some more here. Should we pop a squat? That's what they call that around here. Okay. Legendary energy. Yeah, that's right. Legendary. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Did you guys hear? I mean, there's a farm, so it could have been an animal. What the fuck? Oh, I think I hear people. Okay. Let's file this. What is this? It's cool. Planting some trees. Planting some trees. Oh my goodness. We got some animals running through the field here. Let's go see and check it out. Looks like somebody else is already filming too. Something's going on. Kind of looks like cows. Oh, yeah, he's herding them. He sent them back up that way. They're gone. That's cool. Who are you? Who are you? Who? Got all these little trees planted here. It's pretty awesome. These trees will grow into big trees. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we got different ones too. That's cool. Gentlemen. Gentle men. Actually, maybe I should go to the bathroom. Just in case there's anybody in here. Just like, just in case there's anybody. Yeah. Yuck. 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 There's nobody in there. I made sure. That's why I hid the lens and I looked around first to make sure there's nobody in there. There's nobody in there. Oh man, that was pretty gross, man. Oh well, at least it's there, right? Yeah, at least it's there. Hello? 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 here to stay. Bring it down. I'm here to stay. Bring it down. Gotta break it down. Gotta break it down. Gotta break it. Falling away from me, spinning round and round, falling away from me. Sleepless happy found away from me. Slow down. The serious can be falling away from me. Hello. Man, I'll tell you what. We're out here walking. Man, we're walking so far. Nobody else does that. Here's the part where I have to say nobody else does it, right? Oh, man. Well, long ass fucking time ago, in around 10, called Kickapoo, there lived a humble family, religious through and through. Yeah, there was a black sheep and he knew just what to do. His name was Young JB and he refused to step in line. A vision to see he fucking rocking all the time. He rode a tasty jam and all the planets to the line. Do-do-do. Oh, those dragon's balls blazing as I stepped into his cage. His fucking cockles with an orange sharp blade. To his eye, fucking dragon. So many F words. Meatloaf's part's the best. Yeah, I know. I couldn't spit the words out at first. That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. How long this fucking time ago? A town called Kickapoo. It's because I wanted to say land. I wanted to say land for some reason. It's town, isn't it? Yeah, that's why. My brain wanted me to say land instead of town. Do 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 do. What solo is that? Name that guitar solo. And that's all you get. That is the whole thing though. Farewell, 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 well, 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 well. Name that guitar solo. I'll do the riff for you, make it easier. Doody, the doody, the doody, the doo doo doody, the doody, the doody, the doo doo. Farewell, 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 wow, that one should be easy. Where's the support, guys? You guys all showed up the other night, and now nobody's showing up anymore. Sounds like a certain content creator is telling people not to show up. Maybe I got a little upset when everybody showed up. It's kind of what it seems like. We're getting a lot of people cycling in, but nobody chatting. It's almost like they're afraid, that a certain content creator would be mad at them if they chat. It's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad. What a sad world it is that people have to do that. It's so sad. Yeah, we need the support, guys. We need your support. I want to build a community here. And no, you can't be a mod the first time I interact with you. Certainly that's obvious. Certainly that's a reasonable thing to expect. I'd be like, they'll be like, you're like, I don't know you. Let's say you're doing a job virtually. Now, well, one thing if it was face to face, you know, but like you're doing a job virtually or something like that, and then like you like email the boss and you're like, well, I thought I was gonna get the management position, like just immediately, you know. Well, I mean, you know, it's the sort of thing where we got to work together a little bit first, you know. It's like it's just immediately expecting that, you know. And it's like, well, one thing if we knew each other for a while, like, all right, well, I know you, I can work with you, and I know exactly, you know, how you think, you know how I think, and so yeah, we can work together. I mean, you just come in and expect to be a mod. It's just kind of obvious you're not. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, like imagine showing up to a car dealership and just walking in and be like, hey, I'm gonna be a car salesman now. Be like, yeah, okay. Probably laugh at it. Well, take some skills, man.
Anybody who doesn't inspect the house is nuts. Yeah. And so come in with inspection.
Yeah, what's in there? Let's see what's in there. You know, all kinds of stuff in there. Remember, legendary energy, epic focus. My goodness. I can feel that legendary energy right now. I can feel it right now. It's legendary. Yep, legend. It's official. Because remember, so, I mean, it's official, right? So, I mean, it's written right there. It's official. We got legendary, you know? So, I mean, it's official. I'm gonna get some support in here tonight. Hopefully we get some support in here tonight. We get some people coming through on the stream. Coming through. Hopefully we get somebody coming through on the stream. Hopefully we get somebody coming through on the stream. Get somebody some support to come through on the stream. Some support. Oh man.
You guys coming through tonight? So we get some support coming through tonight. What is going on, guys? Who watches for this long and doesn't chat? Somebody's been doing that the entire time. Like literally just sitting in here the whole time I'm chatting. Like who does? Back we go, I suppose. You guys gonna come support the channel this evening? You guys gonna come support the channel this evening for our regular deal? Our regular show. Not the regular show, just a regular. The late stream. Yeah, we need it to be. We need you guys to come through, so it's one hell of a stream. We need you to come through so that it's one hell of a stream. That's what we're asking for. We need you to come through so that it's one hell of a stream. We want to have one hell of a stream tonight, is what we want. So we need you to come through so that it's one hell of a stream. We need you to come through tonight. We need one hell of a stream tonight. Need you to come through so that's one hell of a stream. Who actually sits here though? Like that's what I'm wondering. Like who actually sits here and watches the whole time without saying anything? It's that sort of thing where it's like who actually does that?